from the data shows I'm 100% in the best shape of my life, and I can feel it. I can feel it in my training, and
Download the AllStar app. Make your picks for UFC fights, challenge your friends, level up and win prizes. Link in description. Get it now.
All right, Luis, September 16th, man, you're back in action. Octagon 46. You got a big opponent coming up, man, a pretty decent name. How do you feel about the matchup? How do you feel about just facing him after that big win he had in his last fight?
hey there, yeah. So Andreas Michailidis is a really tough opponent. He's a former UFC fighter and fought the best over there. And he's actually fought in light heavyweight and middleweight, and now he's down here in the welterweight. So yeah, he's a really good opponent, and I'm happy to face him. I want to beat the best guys, and stylistically, I think he's very explosive. He has a lot of muscle mass, so I need to break him down. I need to be in his face for all 3 rounds and try to break him and finish the fight.
Yeah, you mentioned he's fought at higher weight classes. That weight cut must be tough for him, right? Tougher than your weight cut.
Yeah, probably. I mean, he's done it. He's done it the last 2 fights here and in Octagon Game Changers, and but he looked good though. He was. I mean, he looked sharp, but yeah, it doesn't matter about the weight classes. It's all about the skills, and it's all about my performance. I rather focus on myself than focus on him or his weight cut and stuff like that. I just try to be in the best shape I can possibly be, and now there's 1 week ahead to the fight, and I can 100% say that I'm in the best shape of my life. So I'm just excited to go there and perform.
They say that a lot, right? They're the best shape of their life, right?
Yeah.
Why do you
Yeah.
feel this way?
I mean, I have a strength and conditioning coach who track all my data, so I can say it with like with the right the data is put on. I can put more watts into my rower than I did before. So we're always trying to build up from the last fight, and my all my training is really structured. So I know how many watts I can put in these different kind of exercises, and I have VO2 max tests. So from the data shows I'm 100% in the best shape of my life, and I can feel it. I can feel it in my training, and so that's really nice, to go into this fight just feeling that I'll leave everything in the cage.
Yeah, definitely. It's another form of confidence, right? Like you get confidence from different things throughout your camp, and that's science. Science is helping you gain confidence.
Yeah, true, because there's also the mental aspects, but the mental approach comes with knowing that you've done all you possibly could do before the fight. I'm confident that I'm in the best shape of my life. So going into the fight, I don't have these doubts about, oh, I could have trained more or this or that. I know I'm ready to rumble, and it's just about to to find the flow state of mind at the day, and then just go in there and do my my stuff.
You did the exact same thing in the last fight. I mean, you went in there and man, you put a beat down on this dude, and then pulled off a submission that I've probably never seen. You know what I mean? Like, what was that? I know when you rolled, you had the leg trapped, right? Like, did you trap the leg or did it just roll into that position?
I when I had him, when I go for the submission there, I have trapped his arm with my leg, and then I kind of go for a front roll, and I grab behind his leg to put more pressure into the submission. So it was kind of the way I do the technique. So I grab behind his leg and to put more force into the submission. So it's kind of look weird when you see it, because it looks like he has my arm in some kind of omoplata, but if you see it from the right angle, then I do it to put the pressure on him, and put more force into the arm lock he behind his back.
Yeah, incredible, man. I bet you could teach that to everybody. I've never seen that. I don't think anybody's ever seen that. So incredible, man. Congratulations on that performance. And, but before the submission came, how did you feel like you did? Because, man, it seemed like, that was your second time fighting him. And usually they say if you rematch a guy, you have to beat him better than you did the first time. Do you feel like you did that?
Yeah, I think I did. Even though that our first fight, I did actually a spectacular submission as well, where I got his back and I did a knee bar stretch from the back control. That was pretty awesome. So it was pretty hard to top that submission. But yeah, I went in there and said I wanted to make one more highlight reel, and I did. So I mean, that night was just one of those nights where everything just went 100% amazing. It was a really amazing night. There was sold out O2 Arena in Prague in front of 20,000 people, and yeah, everything was just incredible. And so I'll use this positive energy from this fight, and trying to bring it into the next fight.
After that fight, did you just jump right back into camp and say, okay, I'm just gonna be in training and just start the camp and be ready, even if it's long, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, no, actually, no. I took my time off. That was pretty nice in this tournament to know when you have your next fight. You know straight away after the fight that you're going to the semifinals, and the semifinals will be around now. So I knew I had a fight coming up, so I could take some time off, spend some time with my family. I think that's very important to don't go straight into fight camp, because you will burn out both physically, but especially mentally. If you stay in fight camp for too long, you'll get overtrained. You need to you have a fresh mindset, have a flow. You can kind of be like very robotic in your movement when you've been in fight camp for too long. So I knew I could take some time off and train a little bit less. Still trained though and kept my shape. And then I could have like 6 weeks of really hard fight camp. But going into a fight camp will like a clear mindset that I have like regained some energy and mental readiness to go into like 6 weeks of really hard training. And they're almost done now. It's There's 1 week left, and now I have the last sparring tomorrow, and then we start to cut down on the really tough training. Now just focus on feeling good in your body, and do the weight cut the right way. And so yeah, it's been a really great fight camp.
Who's been the guys that have been sparring with you to emulate Andreas?
I mean, we used kind of. I've been sparring a lot with just the bigger guys in the gym, because the explosive guys, because I know he's gonna be very explosive and strong. So we kind of did a lot of sparring where we'll get I'll get a fresh guy in for every round, a strong guy, and I'll just have to like get very physical in the sparring situations. And then I have Nicolas Dalby from UFC in, to kind of emulate his style, because he's a very good kicker, and Andreas Michailidis is kind of he has some really powerful kicks. So we used him, and then we also used I trained together with a Californian kid called Jean Paul Lebosniani, a very talented up and coming fighter. He fights in LFA right now and just fought for the title over there. So, and he's really good. So we have a really good, yeah, camaraderie and helping each other out. So it's been really great.
What do you want to show in this fight coming up? How do you want to perform?
I mean, I just want to win. Whatever it takes to win, I want to win. But I know, I mean, I just want to go there and kind of break him, So it's gonna not gonna be an easy task. I'm ready for like more of a brutal fight, more give and take, and until he's gonna break, So I'm willing to sacrifice my life and like to do a really tough fight and showcase that I can go 3 rounds in high pace and get the finish. But I have mostly I've won all my fights on submission on the ground. I'm willing to take it standing as well and mix it up. So that's just what I'm focused on going in there and do the task and get the W.
On the other side of the bracket, right? What do you think is going to happen in that fight? Like, do you have a prediction for that?
That's a hard one because Cosmo against Veliskovich, they fought before, and that was a really close fight where Cosmo he won, but in a very close fight, so it can go both ways, man. I think Cosmo is yeah, he's kind of the home favorite for the Octagon people. He's probably gonna have a lot of fans supporting him, and that's always really good to have. And but Veliskovich, he's a very intelligent fighter, and I'm 100% that he's learned something from the last fight that he's gonna go out there and try to fix some mistakes from the last fight. So I don't have any predictions actually. I think it can go both ways. I don't know.
Who do you
Yeah,
think is more dangerous between the two?
I think that for I can't say. I think the Cosmo is definitely more physical fighter. He's very like strong in the grappling department, and Veliskovich, I think, is kind of technically more slick. He has good boxing, southpaw stance, and he has a really awesome submission in the first round of this Game Changer series. So I think he's more of a finisher, but um, but they're strong in different ways, dangerous in different ways.
Yeah. Well, this fight and your fight, they're going to be some incredible matchups, man. We might end up with having like a fight of the year in one of these. We don't know yet, but it could be
I
possible.
think so
Uh,
too, and this how this tournament is built up with this big prize money at the end is kind of really pull up some really exciting matches because people are is the show is called Game Changer, and it's a game changer for the fighters, so they're willing to put everything in there to win these prize money. So there's definitely going to be some crazy fought fights.
yeah, a lot of fighters are going to have that extra gear. You know what I mean? That extra gear is going to be there for them. One last thing, man, I wanted to ask you about. This is outside of fighting. I heard that you work with kids and trouble kids and stuff like that. Could you talk a little bit about that and how you handle all that?
Yeah, that's kind of my passion besides fighting. So I worked with these troubled kids who had like a hard upbringing. They're from 14 to 18 years old. Um, some of them have criminal records or some problems with drugs and stuff like that, or family issues. So I work as kind of a mentor for them and trying to help them to take the right choices in their life. And you know I use a lot the values and experience I have from the martial arts kind of lifestyle, I can be an example for them to show there's different ways to live a good life, and it's all about eating healthy, have a positive mindset, do good things for yourself every day. So that's a big passion, and I think it's a good way to combine my career as a fighter with this social working, because they're kind of beneficial to each other. And yeah, and just I can kind of inspire some young kids to to take some good choices, and have a healthy lifestyle, and start training. Just start training and have focus on your training. It will change your life. You'll become focused on doing the right stuff for yourself. So yeah, I do that, and I actually do it together with my coaches. Nikolai Kupchi is also working in the same place, so we're kind of like a small community of fighters and social workers who do this together, and that's pretty cool. Yeah.
Oh man, that's beyond cool. You know what I mean? Like a lot of those kids, that's all they need. They just need someone to talk to, someone that could, understand like what they're going through. So it's much respect to you, man, for helping those kids out. Because if you don't help them, probably no one will. You know what I mean? Sometimes a lot of kids don't have options, but it is what it is, right?
Yeah, 100%. So yeah, their option is a lot of times the streets, and crime. So they need to have some positive figures in their life, and we are happy to to be that positive influence in their life.
Yeah, you're telling them and you're living it, and you got this tournament, which man, you win it. It's big time right there. September 16th, the next step of that tournament, Octagon 46. Thank you so much, Luis, for the time and all the best in the fight. Like you said earlier, it's gonna be a war, man.
Mhm, definitely, definitely. Thank you.